Hello, everybody. I'm Daren Stoltzfus. 24 hours of racing, 4 different classes of cars all on the track at the same time. It sounds crazy, but it's part of what makes the Rolex 24 so intriguing. So when officials at Daytona International Speedway, IMSA, and Acura Team Penske all cleared the idea of me spending 24 hours with a pit crew, I was in. Here's your look at 24 hours of racing and so much more. It's one of the most unique sporting events this side of the Atlantic Ocean.
You can plan for every scenario, and then you're caught out by the one you didn't plan for.
And according to Jonathan Duguid, flexibility and experience are the keys to success.
I think it's fun as long as you have a chance to win. It becomes a really long day if you're 20 laps down and it's difficult. As long as you're in the race and have a chance to win, everybody's going to stay energized for pretty much the whole 24 hours.
But come race day, it's a whole lot longer than just those 24 hours of racing. Rules and responsibilities for drivers start around 10 a.m. Autographs are an hour later, then the auto nuts are from noon until about half an hour before the green flag flies. They've invited me to spend all 24 hours of this race with them. This is the pit area. By the time the racing actually begins, these crews have been working for hours. Lake Mary's Ricky Taylor taking the first shift behind the wheel of the 7, and that first shift is always a little more complicated than you might think.
Doing good, doing fine. You're going to come up out of it here shortly.
How tough is that first stretch?
Yeah, every time you get to a high-risk corner like the bus stop or around any of the GT cars that you have to overtake, you want to go by as quickly as possible, but in the back of your head you're thinking, it doesn't make a difference right now. It's 23 hours to go. And you got to kind of calm yourself down a bit.
Nice and smooth, just like the last one. We're doing the same thing.
After Ricky's run, the teams are settling into a groove. Until around 5 o'clock, that's when his teammate, the legend, Helio Castroneves, wrecks, and he's ticked.
On board with the 55. Big commitment there from Harry Ticknell. I don't think there was room to make that move.
Ridiculous. It's stupid. It's absolutely I cannot continue with the bad words because you're going to another level, but it's just absolutely unacceptable when you're in a situation that is so many hours to go. It's not even dark.
From daylight to darkness, the fireworks at 11 o'clock break things up, but for hours and hours, it's repetition. Drive, pit, drive, pit, drive, pit.
When you're in the hunt for the win and they wake you up at 3 o'clock, it's hard to wake up. But when you're not in the hunt for the win, it's really hard to wake up.
By 4 a.m., exhaustion is a visible enemy. Pit crew members sleeping whenever and wherever they can. Pay no attention to the world's loudest sound machine just a stone's throw away. Frustration is mounting for the 6. Little by little, the team is falling behind. Inching towards daybreak, there are plenty of glazed faces and glazed donuts. Dane Cameron doesn't care for either. After a short stint driving the 6, he hops out quickly. The cool track conditions are brutal. Dane says he felt like he was driving a pogo stick. Where is the sun? Just after 7 a.m., we see it. The sunrise is magnificent. But even as the sunshine seeps through, even after more than 600 laps of racing, there is still more than 6 hours left in this competition. As the sun strengthens, so does the crew. The mac and cheese and barbecue help too, because for the first time in 20 hours, the tent smells of something other than burnt tires and brakes. As the final moments tick by, soot-faced, strong, still fighting off sleep, both pit crews are as smooth as they were at the start. In the end, both Penske cars finish the race but fail to reach the podium. But as they begin to pack up, the familiar face is rejoicing in victory lane. Ricky's dad's team, Wayne Taylor Racing, taking the top spot for the 3rd time in 4 years. 24 hours, 34 seconds, 833 laps of racing. It's a new distance record.
It's bittersweet for sure. Obviously, in our camp, we can't be too happy, but I'm very happy for them. I know how hard all of the teams work.
Wayne's team wins the race, but they do so against his sons, Ricky and Jordan. It's his first Rolex 24 win without a son driving for him in 12 years.
You know, it's really tough. People will never understand what was going on in my stomach with that. And It's really hard. If I said what I want to say,
Sports Car Championship, we would like to welcome our Michelin guests.
I can't.
Drivers don their Michelin hats.
But I love it.
That moment in victory lane sums up what makes this race great. A blend of pain and sacrifice, all for the chance that it leads to joy, confetti, the watches, and the champagne. 24 hours enduring whatever it takes to be better than anyone else.
24 hours and so much more. It was incredible to watch these pit crews. Not just the drivers. They get to rest. They get to change. The pit crews, they were in there the entire time, and they were just as smooth at the end as they were at the beginning. It was phenomenal.
Remarkable. Did it go fast?
No. That night lasted about 3 weeks, and then when the sun came up, it was like the most fantastic feeling in the world until you looked at the giant Rolex in the sky, and it said 6+ hours of racing left. Still more than 25% of the race to go. It's incredible.
What was most surprising about? What did you learn?
I think what was most surprising is just when do they take a break? You know, if the guys are in the pit crew and they're sitting there, they're trying to take a nap, if a car wrecks, they're going to run to the garage. They don't get a chance to really turn off unless there's a full course caution. And this was a record Rolex 24, had the longest green flag run of any race they've ever done there. So they didn't get much time to really disengage.
Yeah, and for those guys, there's no place to hide because the fans are right up on them, too.
Yeah, they were touching the car and drivers and selfies about 30 minutes to green flag. That is access you don't get everywhere. Yeah. We don't even do that before the newscast.
Good idea.
Incredible. Yeah.
That's a remarkable behind-the-scenes look.
Yeah, good storytelling, man.
Really once in a lifetime experience.
That's our report for tonight. NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt is next.
But we'll see you again tonight for Western News at 11.